is well intact. All of that is not going to hold
Elvis has left the building. It's done.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Hello. How are we, beautiful people? How are we today? I hope you are all well. Lovely to see you. Christine Fortunato, how are you? Hope you're well. Robin G, riding through the Glen. How are you, my darling? Oh, fuck. Hang on. I got delivery. 2 seconds. Right, delivery. I'll open it in a bit now. Anyway, hello to you all. Yeah, please consider the donation to help the channel grow. Thank you, Josie, my darling. How are you, hot mama? Elizabeth, hello to you, stranger. How are you? Nice to see you. I'm out of breath. I just ran. Cheapers. Deb, how are you, my darling? Hope you're well as always. Rhode Island. Sassy, hello, my darling. Nice to see you. Stacy, lovely to see you. Look at this. Some good names here. If you're talking to Karen Reader, hey, Lightning Leaf, I am. I'm back. I have not covered Karen Reader for ages. I'll go into it in a second, but I have not covered it in ages for a purpose. Dana Leonard, I'm repping. Resistant to silence. Let's fucking go. How are you, sir? Hope you're well, Dana. Boris, hello. Nice to see you, buddy. Nice to see you all. Right, should we do an unboxing? I don't remember what I bought. So it can be quite dangerous. Hey, I remember now. This is my extension for my vlogging camera. Let's have a look. We'll wait for a couple of minutes before we start because obviously get people in here. I know Aiden's on today. He's in court. I don't think they're showing it or anything, but I know he's in court today. I know the Glera is streaming it, but I don't think there's anything to stream. I don't think he can see the court, I don't think. Right, how the fuck do I open this then? You need a manual sometimes to open a bloody box sometimes. But anyway, yeah, isn't Joe? I like this shit. What model camera? What vlogging camera? You mean? As in, hang on, let me sort. Oh shit! It's only instructions. We don't do instructions, so I can go back in the box. Right. So something here. There's something there. I don't know what this is for. We'll figure it out as we go along. I'm not sure how you open it. But again, we'll figure it out as we go along. I think this attaches here somewhere. There you go. How do you extend it? Oh, I don't know. But anyway, I'll figure it out as I go along. Oops, I'm not supposed to do that, but there you are. Is this what this is? Anyway, it doesn't matter. My camera is this one. Is it Dolphy Series 3, you think? Anyway, I will do like Leaf, you're right. I will look at my camera. I will look at instructions later. But anyway, we are here now anyway, so it's all good. If court is for FV, there won't be camera. Hey, Cynthia, how are you doing, my darling? How are you? If it's for FV, I don't know what it's for, to be quite honest with you, Stacey. I don't know what it is for. I just know I know the Glare is streaming it. So if it is in camera, then he will have it. But yeah, I don't remember what it's for. Did you learn from the table? Yeah, okay. Okay. Oh, fake victim. Yeah, it probably is. I have no idea. I have no idea. Good morning, Toots. How are you, my darling? Hope you're well as well. Nice to see you. Cynthia, I cannot wait for these cookies, my darling. I cannot wait for them. Just try some cookies. Right. We don't use a name. Yeah, we don't have to then. That's fine. We don't have to use a name. That's fine. We won't use a name. Hello, Christine. How are you? We will just say fake victim. Fine. They all piss me off anyway. So I've not covered Karen Reid for ages. I've purposely not covered it because I needed a break from it. I wanted to decompress from Karen Reid. I wanted to just get away from it, do other trials, do other things. I think it's healthy to get away from it, get a new mindset, get around it. Obviously, everyone's different. This is just me. I'm just speaking about me, why I've not been doing much Karen Reid except for a couple of hearings now and again. I just want to get away from it and decompress. And I think that, this is not for me again, is it? No, that's fine then. No idea, Sassy. I have no idea what he's in court for. No idea. To be quite honest with you, I just know the Glare is streaming it. So yeah, I decided I wanted to come back at some point and start doing it more. Can't read stuff, but I didn't know when or how or whatever. But yesterday came, didn't it? Oh fuck me! Yesterday pissed me off. Yesterday was the tip of the iceberg for me. It just pissed me off. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna start doing Can't Read streams again. Not often, but now and again and stuff like that, because it's important. It's a big part of this channel and a lot of you guys and stuff like that. Don't know what that is. Who name? Hey Scott, we talk about Karen Reid? Scott's take. Scott's new here. Yeah, I took a break. I mean, as well, I've taken a break. I'll be honest. So I'm coming back into it. I'm a little bit. I'm not up to date on everything. So I know some bits have happened, but I'm not up to date. There's a lot of stuff happened. Obviously, since I last streamed Karen Reid to now, there's, I believe, looking at chat are mentioning streamers that are new to the case, or not new now, but have just since joined the case since the verdict happened. I have no idea who any of these people are. I've never watched anybody. Since the trial, I have honestly watched a little bit of the Glare, a couple of episodes of the Glare, a couple bits with Turtle Boy. I think I watched one stream with Mike, a little bit with Sean, and I think about 10 minutes with Melanie. And that's the magnitude of what I've done since the last trial. I've not watched, so I don't know any of the new content creators. I don't know anything about them. I know there's some excellent ones out there because you guys say they're brilliant. So I trust you because you watch me. So that must mean they're great. I know I saw some names yesterday. JFK and James, I think. I had no idea who they are. But it's good to see there's new content creators out there as well. But I'm not up to date on everything, is why I'm trying to explain this. And if you start naming people, so-and-so did, I have no idea who you're talking about. So if you do say something, names in chat of content creators, I have zero idea who you're on about. So I'm coming back fresh from yesterday's news. Obviously, we're going to keep it real here. This is 100%, in case people don't know, a Karen Reid channel. 100% Karen is innocent, without doubt. There's no even a murmur in my body that thinks anything else than that. Even after a break, after assessing everything, after going through everything, I think she's more innocent now than ever. However, we always got to look at both sides as much as possible, because always been positive about Karen does not really help the defense sometimes. It's an interesting twist. So for those of you that have come in since Karen Reid, probably don't know this about this channel, but like this channel's been involved in a couple of trials recently, and we're actually going to be involved in another trial, a retrial, where this channel's been used as a source in a way. So the chat and everything has been used because lawyers want to know what chats are saying, essentially. So the recent trial we did in Kitsap, it's been requested that I hand over all the videos and stuff like that, so they can see what the chat thought, what I thought, and stuff like that, so they can see where they went wrong, what they can do better, and stuff like that in the future, which is great. This is why I try and keep this channel a bit real, because as lawyers say to me, it's great to hear the support from people, but they really want to know what the naysayers think, and what they can do better and stuff like that. Now, I can't help them on a legal aspect, but one thing I think we can, and I can, and we can, is help it from a juror point of view. So I'll always try and look at things both sides when it comes to the jury, because they are the most important people. And trying to give a bit of a level head on it, of what could possibly happen. Obviously, yesterday was a kick up the arse to know what was coming. I'm not shocked when I heard it. I was not shocked to see the motion. I'm not shocked about what we've heard about the corruption. There's no shock here. Let's be honest. This is always going to happen. Disappointment, yes, absolutely. But I'm not shocked anymore. It's ridiculous. We're not even shocked anymore. The corruption is even more clear. Stacey, yeah, I didn't think it could get clearer. I didn't think it could. Now they're doing it, blatantly doing it. Do you know what I mean? Blatantly doing it, without what do you call it? Even hiding it anymore. They don't even need to hide it. Hey, have a good one, Cynthia. Catch you later. Summer love to Paul. Lots of gossip here. In what sense gossip? Do you mean Scott's take? I'm not sure what you mean by gossip. We've not even got into anything yet. So yeah, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, because I presume there's probably about 100 content creators that went through the whole motion yesterday. I just want to go through a couple of bits that really stood out to me and really, in a way, really pissed me off, to be quite honest. I know some people have got various views on it. But yeah, the one thing that I was like, this really bugged me. Hey, Cornpole. Hello, my darling. Right, let me share it. Let me share it. No, not that one. You'd think I'd learn to set things up, wouldn't you? Right, this guy, fucking Higgins, pisses me off. So, where was this? Where has this been? I mean, this is so important. Shit, I fucked it. Hang on. I messed it up. I know. I'll go back up there. Right. So post-trial on October 10th, 2024, the Commonwealth again provided new video surveillance footage, this time from the CBPD church side exterior, first floor corridor, rear lot main side, and rear lot cruiser side angles. This footage shows Brian Higgins arrive in the parking lot of the Canton Police Department. Hello, Dennis. How are you doing, sir? At 1:26 a.m., enter the Canton Police Department, speak to some unidentified individuals on the phone as he's leaving the Canton police department between 134 and 134.52 and 134.56. That is so fucking important. It's unbelievable how they just found this now. This is probably the bit that made me the most angry out of everything. This is so important. So there's lots of people, like, correct me if I'm wrong. Now, Cornpole is here, so she normally knows all these stuff, and a lot of you guys do. I didn't ask anybody on Twitter because I knew I'd get an answer here. But might be losing my marbles here, but I'm very, very confident, right, that the defense did not have Brian Higgins's call records. They were using Brian Albert's call records. Or am I making that up? Because I'm like, without looking, and my brain is a little bit, losing it a little bit, obviously, and such a long time ago. But my thought process, understanding was that they never had Brian Higgins's phone records. So they would never have known about this phone. The defense never would have known about this phone call. So when Brian was there, an hour in about times and stuff like that, he knew full well he was talking to people. So I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that they never had his phone records. I was saying, Cornpop, do you remember if? Correct me if I'm wrong, that the defense never had Brian Higgins's phone records. I'm pretty certain that they didn't have it. And the only reason I'm questioning is because obviously the anti-can reads are all on Twitter saying that they did have it and stuff. His buddy extracted it. You're right. The convos, yeah, but I don't think they never had the call logs from, because Bev denied them access and for his records. So I know they had Brian Albert's records, which is where they go in. I know he extracted what he wanted from it, but I'm 99.9% sure that they never had the records. But everything knew they would have had a strong argument. Okay. Yeah, no, you're right. But that's what I'm saying, that they never had the records. So Dennis, stand out today in Canton. PD 12 till 2, anyone in the area, go and support. I don't think they had phone records. You're right. There you go. So there you go. So I'm not losing my marbles then. I'm not losing my marbles. Because the reason I say all this is because obviously the antis came out and were like, well, they had, the defense had it. And I'm like, no, they never. They never had Higgins's phone records. But, I didn't want to say anything until I was asking you guys, until I was sure that was the case, because I didn't 100% remember. So, again, I wish I had said something to them now. Fuck them. But pick those out and then destroy the phone. I don't think they had his. No, I think he picked out messages. I don't think he picked out the phone calls. I think the phone calls came from Brian Albert. So they were going through it. Is Brian Albert? So the butt dial came from Brian Albert. That's how they knew that happened. They didn't have the records for Higgins. That makes sense. I'm glad that I could clarify that now. I don't feel as stupid anymore now that I didn't remember. So, hey, Keith. How are we doing, Keith? How are we doing, sir? So, okay, that's cleared that up, because the reason I say that is because, hang on, where is it? Where is it? Let me get this. There's a couple of people that piss me off on because they are stupid. I don't even want to use the word, bad words on it. So hang on, let me get this. Stop screen. Share screen. This is one of the minions for Julie Carpenter. They're a bunch of you know what. So she's saying Aiden seems to think this leads to a Brady violation because of the video footage. They knew the defense knew he was on his phone at 1:34 a.m. because they already had his records. Who wants to place bets that he was checking his voicemail? So stupid is stupid does, right? And she is stupid. They don't do they genuinely believe what they say. I'm not kidding you. They genuinely believe what they say. I've been dealing with these people for over a year, and they are thick as shit. I mean, you might think they're pretending they're not. They are literally thick as shit. They believe everything they say. They like to put stuff out there, smoke screens and stuff like that. So she posted a video, right, to Julie Carpenter, being like, "Look, they're showing the phone records of Higgins, so they already had it." It's like, no, you thick bitch. That's fucking Brian Albert's fucking phone records. They never had Higgins' records. So they couldn't have known. But they're so fucking thick, they don't realize that. They just write stuff, and then you got people like Plevin coming along, like, oh, fucking, I believe everything they say. You know, he has a fucking zero clue. And they believe everything they're right. So the people of anti-Karen Reid now will look at all these things and go, no, they had Higgins' phone records. No, they fucking didn't. They didn't have any of it. And now they're saying that it doesn't matter anyway because it's only a voicemail. It's like, how stupid can you be? I mean, well, we can see. So anyway, that's just to debunk that, because that's what they're spreading around on Twitter, is that the defense had Higgins' phone calls. They never had. And I was like, as I said, I needed to clarify it because it was just so long ago. I was like, did I miss this? Because I didn't think they did. But yeah, these people, they're so stupid. I don't like to give them even airtime, but I needed to clarify that because they're so dumb. Potty Mouth, good morning to you, my darling. Sorry, just call me out. Sorry, Dana. Good morning, Lady Di. Hello, my darling. So, obviously, there's a lot going on with that. So, the motion itself yesterday coming in about Karen receiving money back. Let me get it back up here. Good morning, Ashley. Hello, my darling. How are you? Share screen. So, if they can prove that the Commonwealth withheld any of this, then that's a Brady violation. That's a Brady violation. Unfortunately, I don't think they can prove it. I don't think the defense can prove it. But this is the bit that pissed me off the most, because where was this during the first trial? That shows me that Lally is a corrupt mofo. I'm sorry, I'll try not to swear. I'll do abbreviations. That means Lally is a corrupt mofo. I do not for 1 second believe that Lally did not know about this call. Not for 1 second. Lally, of course, he knew. He never turned it over, which is a Brady violation. Even if he didn't know and the police knew, that's still a Brady violation because they never passed it on. Boris is right. Got in trouble for he's perjured himself. He's perjured himself. He's going to have to go back up and sit on there now and explain everything. He's fucked. He's going to be having one of those 10 or 12 seconds conversations with his lawyer and pleading the fifth for everything. It's a material issue in the case. The case should be dismissed. There's a lot of things here, but we just know it never will be dismissed. Do you know what I mean? Unfortunately. But I want to go into that a little bit more. I agree with you, Cornpoke, by the way. I do. Stupid Julie Carpenter's face pop up my feed. I think to myself, who the fuck is this bitch? She is a bitch. They all are. And I don't care. They always like to go after me. Crack on. Do you know what I mean? So there's that. That is, as they said, significantly the material and relevant evidence which established Brian Higgins was on the phone with some unidentified individual at 1:34 a.m. as he left the Canton Police Department. That is so crucial. Who was he on the phone to? That is so crucial. We know it's not Brian Albert because we have Brian Albert's records. But who was it? They won't. And I'll go into it now. I will go into it now, Compo. In my opinion, he was on the phone doing one of three things: checking voicemail. I doubt. Yeah, okay, maybe talking to Brian Albert. No, or to Berkowitz. Maybe. The only reason he can't be Brian Albert is because he would have shown on Albert's phone records. And voicemail, maybe from somebody that we don't have their information. Short and shiny. Sup, Sea Dog. How you doing, friend? Nice to see you, buddy. But OJO and said he went home and drank more. Yeah, sorry. Hey, Sea Dog. Hey, you could be right. You could be right. It could be Brian Albert, but on Nicole's phone or somebody else's phone. Yeah. Okay, I'll give you that. If he was the camera, he would have been footage would have been deleted. People, it's like it's ridiculous. Knew about this video. Well, explains why he provided times when questioning Higgins. He was leading the witness, which obviously the defense had no idea about. Yep, it's corruption throughout. There's so much here. I mean, obviously, I'm just spouting on this little bit. There's so much when you go through the case. Now, interestingly, just to move forward on one part of this, it's 40 votes. 80% do you think Judge Bev will not grant the defense motion to cover extra costs, and 20% thinks he would. Okay, I believe she will allow her to get them. I think she will make the Commonwealth pay for this. That's my belief. I think she will make them pay the 12,000, whatever it is. Reason being is because I think that's a short little win for her. She hears all the hatred for her. And I think it's morally the correct thing to do. And I know everyone's going to say, well, she has no morals. She's a fucking bitch. She's all this. But she's going to be under scrutiny. And that's why I think it's a very quick tick put in the box and quick win for her to be able to get the Commonwealth to pay for it. And the reason I think she has to is because of this. When I get down to the affidavit here, this is the reason why. If this wasn't in here, I don't think she would pay for it. But this bit here, I don't know where it is here. Is it here? I'm computer fine. Travel from Phoenix. Oh, crap. Wait, I should have marked this, shouldn't I? The reason is I can't find it right here this second. It's because the defense spoke to Canton PD staff to say that he was coming in. And they never said anything. They said, oh, yeah, fine. Okay, no problems. That is bad. And I think it opens more cans of worms. Fuck, I can't find it. But anyway, you know what I mean. So that's why I think I hope that she will allow the Commonwealth to pay for it, or will inform them to pay for it. Had that not been in there by the defense contacting them, I don't think she would have allowed it. But that bit there tells me that she will allow them to get their money back. It's number 4. I arrived at CBD in the morning of December 12th to begin my review with the DVR and was met by Colleen Crawford, who I was informed is a multimedia director and certified forensic video technician from the Norfolk District Attorney's Office, as well as 3 other individuals. Ms. Crawford expressed surprise that I was there to do this work, rightly skepticism and the footage would still exist. I asked whether anyone had access to the system to determine whether the relevant video footage was present. The answer no. Notably, before I made this trip to Massachusetts, the defense team, here we go, defense team spoke with Miss Crawford and she was made aware of the footage the parties had agreed would be extracted by the defense, specifically related to the accepted date and time parameters that would be used for the processes. That's why I think that they'll be reimbursed. If they don't, she's a piece of shit. I think even the biggest piece of shit would reimburse. If they don't, I think they would take it further, and I think any judge above Bev will just give them the money. It's ridiculous. I think this would, if they didn't give it, I think this. I don't know what can happen, but what I'm saying is, she has to. I mean, if she doesn't, but then yeah, I mean, let's not go into too far because obviously we know what it's like there. But I for one, I'm confident they will get the money back. They have to. I wouldn't be surprised, don't get me wrong, but I'd be fucking livid. Livid. Hello, sorry, I'm catching up with some people here. Who have we got? Hang on, let me go through this. Hang on. Lolly knew about the videos, yes. Let's not overlook that calls coulda, woulda been made from the landlines at CBT that night. Yeah. You're right, Sea Dog. This wasn't the only tampered with video library. Yep, library footage. Again, the problem is we can't prove any of this stuff. That's the problem. They would be handled over the state. Bev will deny everything. For this case, she will. I don't think she'll deny the payment. Everything else, yes. Good morning to you, Chloe. Afternoon, beautiful and appropriate. How are you doing, my darling? Compo says, Nick Rocco said not only did they not have the video, they got rid of 3 entire systems. All computer and surveillance systems was gone. I mean, again, I'm not surprised. I should be. I'm not. And they're getting away with it, people. Hey, Chloe, Danielle F. Hey, how are you doing, my darling? They did. So, hang on. Since you were catching up, what are your thoughts on the chip on, chip off? What's that? Chip on, chip off. Sorry, mate. What's that? Or I'll go into Dr. Russell here. I'm not sure what chip on, chip off means. Alex Baldwin's case was dismissed for lessons. I don't know, Mads. I don't know. I think with that one, so I agree. I agree because we know what we know, but it's to prove it in this case. So unless, the Lexus chips, fine, okay. Unless they have, so this is what I'm hoping, right? Is that somebody turned and can, help, because the defense need to be able to prove that someone tampered with stuff. Because until then, they can just be, it's an accident. Or I can guarantee you now, someone's going to get sacked, right? And it'd be a low-level employee that will get sacked from this and be like, well, that person, they fucked up with all this stuff. They deleted the video. They downloaded things wrong and it was inverted and all. There's always going to be an excuse for it. The difference with Alec Baldwin was physically the bullets were there. They couldn't even deny it. And the lead investigator said, yeah, we basically hid it, and the prosecution knew about it. So I think that's the main difference. However, if the defense here can prove, which we all know is common sense, that this is all tampered with and corruption, then this will be thrown out. It's just proving it. And Judge Bev will never allow it. She 100% proof of it, and they don't have it. What proof do they need? Basically, to show that somebody from the Canton PD or the prosecution team or Commonwealth, however you say it, tampered with it all. There's no, you can say the download went wrong and stuff. There's so many things you can say that went wrong and it wasn't tampered with. You need to have that proof of it because otherwise Bev's not going to do anything. And I think that the defense know that. So unless someone's willing to snitch and under oath say all these things, then Bev's never going to dismiss this trial case. Never. Never going to do it. Shady as fuck, and I hate it. But we see in every trial, I hate it. Absolutely hate it. Oops. They did mention that the defense informed the people at Canton PD that they had an expert coming in. Yes. Yes. In Bogus, they listed the bullets under a different case number. Who's to say they didn't do that in this case with the original video? Again, if they did, happy fucking days. But it's like, you need that. You need it. Do you know what I mean? You need the defense need to know where it is. And that's why we don't have that. That's why I'm hoping that in the future there's some sort of snitch that can give us the video or tell us what happened to the video. So unless that happens, to come out and review all the data, but since the car is so corrupt, nothing was available. Comment is potentially on the hook for this. So yeah, so that's what the defense want. The defense want the Commonwealth to pay for it now because it's nearly $13,000. So essentially, well, the Commonwealth, aka you guys, the people of Canton, to pay for it. Which that just shows you how fucking, like, if the woman had told the defense, yeah, all she had to say was, yeah, we've deleted everything, we've lost everything. She didn't say anything. She allowed him to come out, do the work, and prep for it, and then he has to bill for it. Then, do you know what I mean? She shouldn't be on the hook for it. So now people can't have to pay for it. The defense will be submitting a motion to dismiss. They'll be coming either today, tomorrow. Is coming. They will be putting a motion to dismiss under Brady violations. I'd a guess that is, but it will be probably in the Brady violations. Now, I don't believe it will be dismissed in the Brady violations. However, I don't think that. That's how you do it. Is the states pay for it? Fine, okay. I didn't know. With us, it's mostly towns, so okay. Fine. I didn't know how it worked there. Fine. So it's the whole of Massachusetts that has to pay for it. So I don't believe that Bev will find a Brady violation here. And I think the defense know that, However, this is good PR to put out there. And also what they might get, and I picked this up with Andrew Burkhardt. Let me find this. Andrew Burkhardt said this yesterday. Hang on. This, and by the way, I agree with everything Colin Pope says. This, in my opinion, those that maybe don't know me, this should never be a trial. This should never be a trial. So when I'm pushing back about stuff, I'm not pushing back on any of you guys. I truly believe this should never be at trial. This case should be dismissed no matter what. Even without this, it should be dismissed. But right, let me find this from Andrew Burkhardt. I made a fucking note of it. Where's it gone? Bookmarks. There we go. Bookmark. Right. Let me get this up. Let me zoom into it a little bit. Right, let me share the screen. This is what I agree with Andrew Burka here, by the way. So I think this is what the defense are going for. They know that she's not going to dismiss it on Brady violations, but the defense know that she's not going to do it unless they've got a snitch. They're not going to do it. So Burka will want, is he saying that they want to get an instruction in there? It should in the comment the destroyed evidence instruction. That's what should be happening, but like she said, maybe Judge Bevel just won't do that at all. So if it did, she wrote something what it could look like, and this was what roughly it could look like. In her words, is the jury would noted that you have heard testimony that whatever the video is has been lost or destroyed in this case. You may infer that if the evidence has been preserved, it would have been favourable for the defendant. You're not compelled to make this inference, but you may, after considering all the facts and circumstances you've heard about the loss/destruction of this evidence. That's probably what they're aiming for. Personally think that she has to give them that. I don't think she's going to dismiss it, but I think there has to be something like this in there. And again, that's paraphrased by Andrea. I don't think that's like, proper legal jargon, but that's essentially what she would want to be written as a instruction to the jury. And with that, you would then hope that, because obviously Brian Higgins has perjured himself. So I would hope now that they were able to go into all that and say, well, he perjured himself, he did this, he did that, and stuff like that. They should 100% be allowed to tell the jury about all the deleted videos and not just go around there, whatever. Just go, yeah, deleted videos, it's inverted, it's this, it's that. I know they slightly did this last time, but I think they have to be able to go choke them this time, be like, you fucked about with this fucking, or if it wasn't you, somebody fucked about with all this. Where is it? Where is everything that was in the car entering the Sallyport? That would have shown. Because it's like, in my mind, I can't believe as a juror, right? If you've got a car coming in, like there's a car coming in, lights come on, it starts recording, right? And you're telling me that piece of evidence is gone. The one thing that can either prove her guilt or exonerate her is gone. That camera is gone. The other camera, which is a library, which could exonerate her or prove her guilt, gone. If you're a juror, how can you not look at that after having this instruction to be like, well, that's fucking sus? How come all the key evidence is all done, as in all vanished? I mean, and that's what I hope they be allowed to go into and just basically point it out to them and be like, isn't it sus to you guys? But I hope though, Lavinia, that this will be all sorted before that. Obviously, this is all going to be sorted in the hearing way before the trial. But that's what I would be fighting for. Because as I say, she's never going to dismiss any of this. If she dismissed it, I would be dancing on the fucking roof, but she's never going to. That's why this instruction and the ability to go fucking straight in there and be a lot more obvious this time is important. And if she does deny it, then she denies it, and it's appellate issues and stuff like that. And the same thing, if she denies this Brady motion that's coming in by the defense, then that can go to appellate issues. So if Karen was found guilty, then all of these things will be passed on to the appeal process then, which, we don't want to be down that line. We don't want to be down that. I don't want to think about appeals, but we have to, obviously, and the defense have to think of appeals. They have to preserve all evidence. They have to do all these things in case of appeal. But yeah, and so I'm just see that I agree. Everything I could definitely disprove Karen's good, and I hope they can point that out. And why shouldn't they be allowed to point that out? Why would the Commonwealth need to hide that? The Commonwealth have got the burden of proof here. They should be able to point out, and Yannetti and Jackson should be able to stand up and go, "Well, where's your proof? Where's the videos that would exonerate my client?" Because it would exonerate her. It would exonerate. Even the photos and stuff like that, none of it looks like it's broken. Just the fact that they didn't take a picture of the tail light, which we know they had one. They destroyed everything. Do you know what? It's so frustrating. This is why I had to take a break from all this. It's so frustrating because we know of all this corruption. We know how it all works out, but we can't do anything about it. We can't do a fucking thing about it. It's so obvious. I feel like they're just laughing in your faces now. They just don't give a shit. Like, my worry as well is putting Karen to the side for 1 second. People at Canton, they have to live through this. I didn't realize how fucking powerful these McAlberts were. Do you know what I mean? They must be fucking powerhouses because they're untouchable. You got Whitey going into court, I think, next week for allegedly assaulting Chris Albert. No evidence of that. The people that were there all said that he never touched Chris Albert, but Chris Albert says he did, so now they're going to court. They can assault people and get away with it. It's just disheartening how fucking, Good morning, Katie, my darling. And again, it's one of the reasons I had to take a break from this. It's just, I know this, we see, if you follow my trials, we see the corruption everywhere. We do. We really do. It's not just in mass and stuff like that, but like, I have friends now in Canton. The Sweeneys, I love the Sweeneys. And to think that they have to live in this kind of environment. The scary part, I've said this many times about how strong they are as a family, right? Good day, Viv. Top of the morning to you. No, that's Irish. Good day, Viv. Put shrimp on the barbie. Do you remember back in the first trial when, well, we've said this many times, but the verdict came out on the Monday, and on the Friday morning, I was told by Sean what they had voted in their first round of voting. Sean had been told, obviously, by his source what it was. And I was 6-6, and there was this 0 not guilty for murder and leaving the scene of a crime, wherever. But it was 6-6, so there's a first vote. How the fuck did Sean's source know that? And he was on that side. He was on the Commonwealth side. He was from the McAlbert side. How do they know that? So either they got access to the jury, or they know a juror or something, or you got Trooper Paul or whoever was in charge of them there listening in or speaking to the jurors and going, "Here, where are you? Fanning, is it? Sorry, Fanning. I'm sorry, Fanning." And asking them questions. What's your vote? What's this? What's that? No, his source wasn't Kate Peters. It wasn't. I know who his source was. It wasn't Kate Peters. Um, because there's only a couple of people that knew about it, but it came from the McAlberts. But yeah, it 100% wasn't KP. I knew. I don't know the person his source yet, but I know how it's linked in, if that makes sense. Um, but it all came from the McAlberts. So, yeah, again, it could have been Fanning, or it could have been somebody from the jury, and that's a scary thing. And Sean doesn't know who it was. So Sean doesn't know who the leak was. I don't know who the leak was. None of us know. It's just we know there's a leak, either Fanning or it's got to be either Fanning or the jury. But the point I'm trying to make is this is how fucking strong they are as a family, that they are able to get that level of access. Yeah, Boris, you're right, and I hope it was the Fanning. But even then, how Fanning should never be talking to any of the jurors, or if he's not even speaking to jurors, he should never be listening in or anything. Bloody hell! So that was a realization to me about how corrupt all this is, and also you know how strong they are as a family, as you guys said, royal family. So they will do anything to get Karen in prison. Anything. I wouldn't surprise me if they even tapped up the jury themselves because they got nothing to lose. They don't give a fuck. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it is. Lots of jury members are connected to law enforcement in some states. That's true, but you've always got to declare that. And as far as I'm aware, no one declared that they were linked. No, everyone declared that they weren't linked to the family. I believe, or it was supposed to. Actually, it was off camera, so I don't 100% know that. Um, But this is a scary bit, isn't it, Spacey? Stacey? I wonder what some of these people involved have over others that they can get away with this. But if the other side can have people inside, so can the feds and our intelligence. But the thing is, though, I think Deb, I don't think the feds or intelligence would, because it's against the law. I mean, you shouldn't, maybe it's not 100% against the law. I don't know. Um, but yeah, it's just ridiculous. I was totally shocked when I heard. Anyway, but also I think a lot of people are scared of them. I think a lot of people are scared of the McAlberts for whatever reason, and that's why they're powerful. Again, I don't think they're well liked, as you say, but I don't think people like them. It's just that power they have. Chris is now on the select board and stuff like that. But yeah, so there's that. So that's what also was scary. Hopefully, we can make sure that does not happen next time. That's for sure. Um, I wanted to show you. I know we've discussed it, but I want to play a clip here, right? Because this is the Brady violation for Alec Baldwin, and it's very close to this. The main difference is, I think, is that they have a little bit. They can prove it, where in this case you can't prove the Brady violation as well. Um, Yeah, they would be. I mean, again, there's no way of proving that Lally was involved, but this is why I think Hank Brennan is just disclosing everything. Yeah, share screen. Hang on, because some of you might not have seen this, but this is essentially what a Brady violation looks like, and what she declared as a Brady violation. And maybe and maybe I think one of the key instances here was the evidence was filed in another file, but the prosecution and lead detective knew about it and never disclosed it. And there was proof of that because the lead detective testified to that under oath. Whereas with current retrial, no one's going to testify to any of this stuff. I think that's where it lies. So anyway, it's only 6 minutes. We'll listen to it and see the comparison and what you think of it if you haven't heard it before. So this is Alec Baldwin. Hang on.
So dismissal with prejudice is a very extreme sanction. And case law is very clear that because it's very extreme, I have to go through every single element and I have to make a very good record as to why I'm seeing what I'm seeing. So in order to establish a Brady violation, the defendant must show that the prosecution suppressed evidence, the evidence was favorable to the accused, and the evidence was material to the defense. So let's go through the elements. Suppression of evidence. The definition of suppression of elements, this is Case versus Hatch, is while the first element requires proof that the prosecution suppressed or withheld the evidence in question, it does not require a finding of bad faith or any other culpable state of mind on the part of the prosecutor. This prong is satisfied. The Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office and the prosecution failed to disclose the supplemental report to defense and provide defense an opportunity to inspect the rounds collected into evidence that Mr. Teske gave. Is the evidence favorable to the accused? The second Brady element is whether the suppressed evidence was favorable to the accused, either as impeachment or exculpatory evidence. This prong is satisfied. The suppressed evidence is favorable to the accused. It is impeachment evidence, has even been offered in this trial as impeachment evidence, and is potentially exculpatory to the defense. Critically, the exculpatory value cannot be analyzed at such a late juncture because of the non-disclosure. Is the evidence material? While post-trial discovery of evidence under Brady requires a reasonable probability that the result of the proceeding would have been different, discovery of evidence during trial requires an evaluation of whether the late tender has impeded the effective use of evidence in such a way that it impacts the fundamental fairness of the proceedings, and that is State versus Huerta Castro. This evidence is material. The late discovery of this evidence during trial has impeded the effective use of evidence in such a way that it has impacted the fundamental fairness of the proceedings. The defense is not in a position to test the state's theory as to the source of the live rounds that killed Ms. Hutchins. I'm also going to take a look at Harper, State versus Harper. The assessment of sanctions depends upon the extent of the government's culpability, weighed against the amount of prejudice to the state. Quoting Chenard. Let's go through culpability. Our case law generally provides that the refusal to comply with a district court's discovery order only rises to the level of exclusion or dismissal where the state's conduct is especially culpable, such as where evidence is unilaterally withheld by the state in bad faith, or all access to the evidence is precluded by state intransience. The state is highly culpable for its failure to provide this discovery to the defendant. The state unilaterally withheld the supplemental report. Santa Fe County Sheriff's Officer made the decision, and apparently also with the prosecutor, pursuant to Hancock's testimony, that the evidence was of no evidentiary value and failed to connect the evidence to the instant case. The case agent, as well as pursuant to Hancock's testimony, Ms. Morrissey, was aware of the new evidence and yet did not make an effort to disclose it to defense. The state's willful withholding of this information was intentional and deliberate. If this conduct does not rise to the level of bad faith, it certainly comes so near to bad faith as to show signs of scorching. Prejudice. When discovery has been produced late, prejudice does not accrue unless the evidence is material and the disclosure is so late that it undermines the defendant's preparation for trial. The court concludes that this conduct is highly prejudicial to the defendant. The jury has been sworn, jeopardy has attached, and this disclosure during the course of trial is so late that it undermines the defendant's preparation for trial. There is no way for the court to right this wrong. Lesser sanctions under Harper. Trial courts possess broad discretionary authority to decide what sanction to impose when a discovery order is violated. State versus Lemire. The sanction of dismissal is the only warranted remedy. The jury has been sworn, jeopardy has attached, and a mistrial would not be based upon manifest necessity. Further, the sanction of dismissal is warranted in this case. The state has repeatedly made representations to defense and to the court that they were compliant with all their discovery obligations. Despite their repeated representations, they have continued to fail to disclose critical evidence to the defendant. Brady and Harper are satisfied. Dismissal with prejudice is warranted. Court also has power, inherent power. Per State versus Lemire, where discovery violations inject needless delay into the proceedings, courts may impose meaningful sanctions to effectuate their inherent power and promote efficient judicial administration. The state's discovery violation has injected a needless, incurable delay into the instant jury trial. Dismissal with prejudice is warranted to ensure the integrity of the judicial system and the efficient administration of justice. Your motion to dismiss with prejudice is granted.
If you listen to it at the start, right? Let me go back to the start.
Dismissal with prejudice is a very extreme sanction.
It's a very extreme. That's why I don't think Judge Bev is ever going to do it. You very rarely hear anybody that does it. So that's why I'm very confident that she won't dismiss the case. But if we can get some sort of jury instruction in, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. So I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Is there any thought process out there? But also I'm just here now speaking in hang on. I'm just here speaking as a layperson. I'm not like saying legally this is what's right, what's wrong, and stuff like that. It's just every judge is different. So the reason I think that they I agree to a certain extent what you're saying. I think though the only reason I think she dismissed it, if you look at the trial, right, when the lead investigator said that she and the lead prosecutor decided to take those rounds and put them into another case without informing the defense, I think then that's what did it. I think that was the end of it. I think once she named the prosecutor, because she perked up the judges and was like, "What? The prosecutor was there? She was part of this decision." It's like, "Well, you're fucked then. I have to dismiss this case then." Whereas if that wasn't in there, I don't think she would have dismissed it. Just my tuppence. Again, I'm not always right. I'm always wrong normally, but that's why I think if that wasn't there, I don't think she would have dismissed it. Don't shoot the messenger. Yeah. So yeah, I agree with you to a certain extent on that one. Don't worry. Right. Sorry. Hey, happy chick. Right. Bev sucks. Not in a good way, is this, Keith? Can we move the judge? Yes. I blame Carrie Morris. She's a bitch. She was just like, she was a bitch. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. If Paul was short of money, he would be. I hope not, but you're probably, you're right. The only reason is because of his attorneys. You're right, and that's what's scary though. Anyone else in Alec Baldwin's seat, they're in prison right now for 18 months. well, maybe not, but do you know what I mean? They won't get the case dismissed. But she weighed everything. She did, but I think what she said at the start there, it's not easy for her to dismiss it because it's very, very rare. And I think that was for me, that was the tip of the iceberg. The fact that the prosecutor was involved, you can't come over that. But yeah, I respect your opinion though. I get where you're coming from on that one. Committing a Brady violation, but it really seems to, with most of especially if both do it, then judge will never forgive them. You're right though, it shouldn't matter. It's all right, Lady Di. I figure out your nonsense. Hey guys, if anyone says hi or talks to me, I'm not ignoring you. My computer's broken and I'm on my phone and can't see the messages easy. It's all good, Corn Paul. Don't worry. It's all good. I do think that Alex was still guilty. He still pointed the gun and pulled the trigger, however, could have used those bullets in their defense. Yes. But yeah, so anyway, that's the Brady element of it, and I think that's the main difference. That's why I don't think Bev is going to. We need a snitch, people. We need Proctor to snitch. We need somebody to snitch, and then let's get this case dismissed. That's the only way to do it with Bev, unfortunately. But if we get a instruction, I do think that will be very helpful. And if she does dismiss this, just remember that everything she dismisses will be used in appeals if Karen is convicted, which obviously, hopefully, she's not. But if she was, no, I get what you're saying. No, the prosecutor was corrupt as hell. Yeah, I get what you're saying. She was on the end of a tether, but I think you can't. Once he was admitted under oath by the leading investigator that they basically, her and the prosecutor, buried the rounds. I don't think this. I even without all that, I don't think it's coming back from that because you suppressed the evidence. That's just my tuppence on it. I could be completely wrong, and you could be completely right. But I don't know. I would hope that anyone in that situation, if that ever happened, it would be dismissed. But we don't live in a perfect world. We know that, and we do know that in lots of trials, bullshit gets submitted without. Anyway, we won't go down that road. But yeah, that's where we're at. I know there's questions from about Dr. Marie Russell and stuff like that. The chip stuff, chip in and out. You're always wrong. I don't know much about the Lexus stuff, to be honest. I'm out of touch on it, so I'm not going to comment on that. Dr. Russell, being made to testify, come in and testify and stuff. It's a joke. I mean, she was already allowed to testify in the first one, but the benefit this time is there's a report, which is good. I've got a question for you, chat, because I don't know the answer to this because I am a little bit behind. Is she only now allowed to testify? See you later, Sea-Dog, on the dog bites, or is she allowed to testify about her expertise around collisions and stuff like that? Does anybody know? Katie says, pretty things that the common plan is to try to make Karen bankrupt so she can't fight anymore. That's why I don't foresee Bev agreeing to reimburse the cost. Maybe I have maybe more faith in humanity. Hopefully, I can understand why people think the worst of Bev. I do, because I do. But I think in this situation, I just can't see that she has any other choice. I think she would look so bad to anybody else. I think that she's a bit. Also, it's not her money, so she didn't give a fuck. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, but you could be right, Katie. You could be right. I thought it is the case. That's disheartening. The comment knew the video was missing prior to the expert being flown in. Yeah, I know. Does the comment have a dog expert too now? Yes, they do have a dog expert. She was allowed to testify about the lack of car accident. Fine. Good. That's why I didn't know. Because obviously I was in London. So she's in. Happy days. the reports could be good and stuff like that. I know people think it's crazy, it's just shit to come in. This is just Hank Brennan, again, trying to waste Karen's money, fly experts in and stuff like that. But if it means that, we can now have her in with a report and stuff like that, great. Do I think she should have had to do a doorbell? No. I know some people think that, why the defense not get in the Commonwealth expert to do a doorbell. So I think they're very confident with their own witnesses, I think. I'm very intrigued how this trial works out. I'm very intrigued. I want to do other streams about this. So not so much today, but in other stream, like how much do they change? Hey, Patty Murphy, how are you, my darling? How much changes will the defense look to make? Will they keep the same strategy? Will they change it? Will they keep the same witnesses? Will they bring more witnesses in? I think it's going to be intriguing to see what they do and what tactics they do this time. But I think that could be another discussion another day, because there's a few witnesses that I'm like, will they recall Lucky? Will they bring Lucky on to the stand, knowing that the jury didn't believe him in the first trial? So there's a lot of question marks, and I think we can have a discussion again about that stuff like that. But I know that's not for today. But there's a lot of intriguing things here that's going to happen over the next couple of months. But the fact that we got Dr. Russell in, happy days. Richard Green, he's up next week or something, isn't he? And the ARCA guys. Now, this is the other thing, and I'm hoping that the ARCA guys, that they're able to explain a lot more, because the jury obviously said they didn't understand who paid for the ARCA guys. They thought it was defense. Hopefully, then they explain a little bit more now that it was an independent body called the FBI that ordered the ARCA guys. It should. So in my mind, it should all be transparent to the jury. Look, the FBI have been involved. They put this group together. They're expert in what they're doing. So yeah, take believe them, don't believe them, whatever you want. Weigh whatever you want towards their testimony, but that's who they are. So it's completely independent. They should be just told that. Compo says they have a bite expert that blows Russell out the water. That's what the anti say. Well, the antis also say that Higgins' phone calls were he was in court, so that shows you how much fucking they know. Thick. Don't stoop to their level. Don't stoop to their level. I find it hard not to stoop to their level because they're so stupid. Rhode Island, yeah. I was gonna say yo. They should be allowed to say FBI hired them. Yes. They don't realize that just puts into question the defense theory. They are playing defense against ROTFL. Yes. Sorry, I was going to say, what are you on about, Colbert? I get what you mean now. Dr. Jim Crosby, Google him so we can have a look at him. Are you thirsty here, Lady Di? Are you like, let's have a look at Dr. What's his name? Dr. Jim Crosby. I mean, we know was someone else called Crosby who wasn't very nice. Dr. Jim Crosby. Okay. Adolescent dogs. All right, hang on. Let me see here. One-on-one. Oh, let me just go meet the team. No, this is not. There's no Jim Crosby here. Okay. So it's not that one. Patty, I'm mad. I'm more mad about that than anything because that means that Lally knew about it. Joe, I could not. I watched 10 seconds of what's his name? The one that had Kate Peters and Plevin on yesterday, and I started it, and it was Plevin saying about, yeah, so she reversed into him and his arm was out. I had to stop. I was like, I can't. These people, I can't. That's a lost speedo. I know Dennis has got it on show. Brother Council, he's very good, I think, from what I've seen. I just couldn't watch it because like that they're so fucking stupid. Right, let's go back here. Doctor. Wow, how fitting Robin G. I'm sorry. Yeah, I tell you, that is fitting. Right, I can't find this guy. Jim Crosby, contributor. Jim Crosby. Hang on. Hang on, what's this? Okay, is this the guy then? Oh, I'd be good. Good. Keeping Plevin ridiculous. I mean, I just can't. When I saw that, the arm was out, I was like, Plevin, shut the fuck up. You like Plevin annoys me, right? Because if Aiden hadn't pissed all over him, he would be in the camp of Karen is innocent. The only reason he did that, he changed because he started crying about like Aiden pissed all over him. Oh, so frustrating. All right, I've got a video here. I'm not sure if this is the same guy. It seems like Lady Di knows this guy. So is this the guy, Lady Di? Is this the guy of your dreams? I do as well.
Thank you, Jim. Please call me Andrea. Now, following the recent dog attack.
Hang on.
Is it to do with the breed of dog that causes these bites and attacks, or can more be done to prevent these attacks? Now, I've
Right, let's hear him. Is he American? Come on.
100 cases in your research across in the US.
Oh, it is him.
Yes, during my research for my PhD, I've examined over 500 US cases and kept an eye on Canada and Australia and the UK. And I've personally attended nearly 40 human fatality cases on scene with law enforcement as a retired police officer, but bringing my skills and knowledge in fatal dog attacks to these investigations and actually been present at the autopsies of the victims and in the crime scene, looking at the physical.
So this is the guy. This is the Commonwealth's star witness, the dog bite expert. So we can see what his experience is and stuff like that now. Just listen to what he has to say. I'll speed it up a little bit to 1.25. But yeah, this I think this must be the guy. Whatever takes you fancy, Lady Di. I mean, I thought you wouldn't like bald white guys, but I did not watch it. No, Katie.
Evidence, gathering the behavioral evidence, because I've laid hands on now nearly 60 dogs that have killed humans after the attack, looking for causes and contributions.
Wow, I mean, it must have been pretty gruesome, but I guess you're made of strong stuff, Dr. Jim, having been in the police force. Now, I also understand, before I go on to some questions with you, but I also understand that you handled a lot of dogs in your police force career as well.
Oh, yes. Well, not only during my police career, I was never assigned as a canine handler, but I worked alongside them. But since then, I have run 2 animal control or animal services agencies in the US, both of which we took in thousands of dogs. And I've worked with probably thousands of aggression and problem behavior cases, again, across the United States. I've actually been involved in 2 one very serious and one fatal attack here in the UK. I was actually taken to the scene by the federal police in Australia, pulled off my airplane to assist them there. So I've worked these kinds of cases literally around the world.
I mean, it's honestly, it's a great pleasure to have you on today. And it's so important that, that we actually, if we're making some decisions with this as a government, that it's backed up with research as well.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
I've got 5 questions for you, Jim. Now, people often say, what if a child is involved? I mean, as a parent myself with a 6-year-old, it's every parent's, one of our greatest fears. What about if a child was attacked? When talking about dog attacks regarding fatalities, is he a typical victim profile regarding dog attacks?
That's one of the surprising things that my research in the US discovered. We always think that little children are being killed and victimized, and there are plenty of them, but the median victim in the United States of a fatal dog attack is a woman in her 30s on her own property with a dog that she either owns or is sheltering, and is usually dealing with multiple dogs by herself. Now, the next category down is 2-year-old male children, not little girls. For some reason, 2-year-old little boys are the next victim category. And then it goes down from there. But that's one of the interesting demographics that I've been able to research, and I'm going to continue, including such things as socioeconomic status. The median victim in the United States lives in a neighborhood where the household income is more than $100,000 a year.
Wow.
So this is not something that's happening in bad neighborhoods to horrible people. It's things that are happening someplace like just outside my window here, Richmond. Very, very nice little town here. So this is something that is in our own backyards.
I mean, it's to hear the demographic as you speak of then. What do you think the correlation is then, with a woman sort of like my age to a boy who's 2? So do we understand why yet in the research, why it tends to be those 2 profiles?
Not yet. I'm continuing my research, and I've actually been offered an appointment as a research associate at Harvard University in the US. And we're going to be looking into more of those identifiers. And
okay, as promised, we did say once the trolls enter, we finish the stream, and one has just entered. Here she is. So that's the end of the stream. Thank you, everybody, for being. I'm joking. Dumpster, how are you? Dumpster Juice, how are you, my darling? Hope you're well. Nice to see you. I was going to message you actually because I'd not seen you for a while. But yeah, hope you're well, my darling. Wicked Sight, hello to you as well. How are you doing, my darling? All my favorite. Look at that. Trying to. So is he going to say that it's not a dog bite because John doesn't fit the normal victim profile? I don't know what he's. I presume. Yeah, I presume so. I have no idea, Ashley, to be quite honest with you. I don't even think they know themselves, probably. They will just try and fit it around any way they can. I no idea. Very good question, though. Food for thought, isn't it? I have no idea. That's a very good question. Right, let's skip it. Responsibility, whatever. Breeds of concern. Let's see if Chloe comes up then. For those of you just coming in, this guy here, Doctor, whatever his name is the star witness going to be for the Commonwealth in Massachusetts for the Cannon Reed trial on behalf of Hank Brennan and the Commonwealth. So if you're thinking, who the fuck is this guy? That's who he is. He's the dog expert they will be using. And he's also Lady Di's fancy man. So,
in your experience, Jim, is there any typical breeds of concern when it comes to dog attacks, or a particular breed amongst the most severe attacks that you've come across?
Well, I can say that the most innately vicious and nasty breed is the one with 2 legs walking around on the street and catching the tube to go to work. As far as dogs, large dogs tend to make large holes.
Yes.
Dogs bite when that behavior makes sense to the dog. Bites are not, every once in a while we have a mentally ill dog like the serial killers we have in the US. But probably 99% of the time the bite makes sense to the dog. So we have to, that's part of the investigation, is figuring out why and how that made sense. As far as breeds, Big dogs make big holes,
Yes.
little dogs make little holes. People are killed by everything from Great Danes and XL bullies, whatever those may be, to fatalities by a Papillon and Dachshunds in the US.
Right.
Small dogs have killed people too.
Right.
It just takes more work.
Of course. Thank you, Jim. So what are your suggestions then, based on your research, for reducing the most serious bites and dog attacks, please?
The biggest suggestion and recommendation is that we look very deeply into everything from where the dog came from.
Like, is it just me, or hello, Helena Handbasket, hello, my darling? Is he a little bit sure of himself? He did. He said no. Lady Di, he said that people on two legs. That's very funny. Can you imagine making that joke in Norfolk County? But I find him very sure of himself, very confident, very like, you know, he's in the room. He thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. Maybe I'm being biased, but yeah, maybe I'm biased, and that's why I don't like him. But he's cocksure of himself. Braggy, that's why I say. Yeah, I don't know. He just comes across a bit of a cock to me.
To how it was raised, how it was disciplined. Because, for instance, aversive training methods
Good,
are
Patty.
proven to cause behavioral issues down the road. We want to look at the family situation. What was the dynamic between the humans?
We miss you. We love you. I can't believe you dumped me and dumped us. But you are the dumpster juice, I suppose.
Was there emotional upset at the time the bite or bites happened? We want to look at the individual dogs. What makes that dog tick? And again, what made...
I think for me, it was when he was trying to joke about the two-legged people and stuff like that. It's like, right, just get to the point. You don't need to be like trying to be funny. Is my point, and that's why he came across as a bit cocksure for me. I think he can come across as an expert without. I don't know. He just that rubs me up the wrong way. Just me personally, that is. That doesn't mean that it rubs everyone else up. It's just I just rather have my experts be to the point about it. I don't know. He just rubs me up the wrong way. But as I said, I could be biased. But yeah. Behavior, yeah, that's true as well.
That behavior makes sense to that dog at that moment. And then look at the community and what behaviors and what actions are being tolerated by the community around. And my goal, and I've been fortunate enough with my police background and so forth, to be able to send people to prison in the United States for their dogs taking lives or mauling people and seriously injuring them. But we need to hold the humans responsible. My understanding is that, yes, you have the supposed XL bullies here. We have similar dogs in the US, but that the true bad guys have moved on to some other kinds of dogs. Heaven knows what's next. And really, XL bullies are not the biggest, baddest dog on the planet. Just looking at things, there are other dogs from Europe and from South America that are bigger and have the potential to do more damage.
Thank you, Jim. I mean, really, what you're trying to say then is, as dog parents, I've got 3 dogs myself. It's our responsibility.
Yeah, he is an expert. Yes, he is the Commonwealth's expert. I mean, he's going to be a Dorba hearing. He's going to be verified as an expert. There's no doubt about that. Hey, Marky. But yeah, we just see what he has to say. That's the purpose of Dorba, I suppose. But again, they don't really want to do a Dorba hearing because you don't want to show your cards too much, I don't think, personally, and on part of the defense. But they will have a plan for him, without doubt.
Responsibility as owners to ensure that people around are safe, which, you know, I do agree with that. You know, if you have pets, you should make sure that you're responsible for them.
Absolutely responsible. It's not only your responsibility, it's your duty as a person, a parent, and a member of the community to make sure that you're doing the best for your community and your family and your dog.
I'd agree with that, Jim. Just to find a couple of questions. So if you was in charge of here in the UK or in the US, what changes would you make personally then to ensure that people are safe?
The first thing I think we would want to do, we talk about education a lot, but
Yes.
people who don't want to learn don't seem to learn. I would be number one in places where we have dog licensing. Places like a friend of mine was the director in Calgary, Alberta, and Canada. And he stressed and funded his entire program from dog licensing. And dog licensing wasn't a tax, it provided a benefit. If your dog was licensed, you got following list of benefits and so forth, depending on where you were.
Yes.
So providing licensing, I think, would be excellent, and provide the benefits. For instance, if your dog gets loose and gets found and it's licensed, the dog wardens will load him up and bring him home and say, Andrea, we've got Sparky. We didn't know he was loose. And you go, oh my goodness, thank you, because I didn't know he was loose either. And you're both achieving the same goals.
So it's like the microchipping here in the UK, which is now compulsory, is obviously an important step as well. Yes. And
I don't know if I don't think he's ever seen Chloe. To be quite honest, let me show you his LinkedIn then. Right. To learn from Jim Crosby. Right, so we'll see education, full licenses and certification, animal control officer, certified professional dog trainer, 2005. So got about 20 years of experience. Education. Yeah. Helo. Gio, ti'n gweld helo i pawb de? A dim yn mynd, ti'n gweld ti? Right, good girl. Cai drws de. Oh, nightmare. She brought me, my little niece brought me in a cookie. Not a fucking biscuit, this is a cookie. No, I'm lost where I was. University of Florida, philosophy, veterinary medical science, 2017, so he just graduated there. Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's got that much of a background in bites stuff, but praise be for calling a cookie a cookie. This is a cookie. Right, let's see what his work experience is. Police lieutenant, so he's a policeman for 22 years. Animal control division manager then. So I presume he retired. And then he then became an animal control division manager. Division management. So there's gaps in his CV, really. Oh no, he's a consultant since 1999. Okay, that's what he's saying. Consultant since 1999. Okay. Certified behavior consultant and expert witness on canine behavior and aggression issues. So again, yeah, that's fine. He's not an expert on bites then. He's just an expert on behavior. So he'd be like, yeah, you know, Chloe was a good girl. Na, 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 na. So I don't presume he can testify on the actual bites themselves, except for saying, well, that does not look like a dog bite. However, Dr. Marie Russell says it is a dog bite, and she's more qualified. So, associate researcher at Harvard at the minute, International Advisory Panel of Experts, membership of the International Advisory Panel of Experts for the Singapore National Parks Board Canine of Animals. Garrett Wing, that's the one. Garrett Wing, he was good, wasn't he? Anyway, so there you go, people. That is him in a nutshell. It's gonna be interesting. And again, I'm 100% biased. I don't like him. I think he's cocky. But if he was a defense attorney, I probably a witness. I probably love him. So shoot me. Don't shoot me. But yeah, I am definitely biased, and I don't hide that fact. On when it comes to these things, I try not to be biased. I really do. But when you, how can you not be biased in this case? Because when you consider, right, all the shit that the Commonwealth have been pulling, now finding videos, deleting videos, putting stuff in that they want when they want, getting a witness to appear costing Karen nearly $13,000 to view a video that doesn't even exist. It's been deleted. So yeah, sorry if I'm a little bit biased and think they're pieces of shit, and that reflects on their witnesses. That is, my anger. That is a good niece. Dogs are unpredictable in different situations. Prosecutions go to bore the jury with lengthy testimony. That is insignificant. That's fair. I think Gara Wing would be great. Sorry, not sorry. No, I would say this. I'm very objective normally, but after seeing what happened yesterday about the Higgins stuff, about him being on the phone, about how stupid the anti people are about thinking that Higgins is phone records was with a defense, so that's how stupid they are. So none of this matters. All this matters when it comes to someone's life and the fact that she could be spending 20 years in prison. It all matters. There should be none of this like vague stuff about. For me, this is what should happen. If you've deleted a video that could be key in a case dismissed. I don't care if it's whatever it is. It doesn't matter to me. Case dismissed. It will start to teach police departments and prosecutors you can't tamper and fuck with evidence, no matter what you think. Would that mean that some people, nasty people, are out on the streets? Yes. But that's the only way I think that we can get police departments to stop fucking about. This case is just, it's bonkers to me. Not just this case, lots of different cases recently. It bonkers to me how they're even at trial. They're just there for a conviction. So I just think that these things should be thrown out. This case should be thrown out because of things like that. But then there's other cases that should be thrown out if there's evidence being deleted. If you've deleted evidence, tough shit, gone. Again, that's not always great because you've got some really nasty people out in the world and you don't want to see them get free. But if it's a lesson we need to learn to stop corruption, then we have to do it. I don't know. I don't know. It's just a little bit disheartening. And I think I'm disheartened because outside of Karen Reid, to see friends of mine like the Sweeneys and stuff like that going through shit because of all this crap, like, how the fuck does someone take Peter Murphy to court? How that guy has dedicated his life to the area as a police officer, as a sergeant, and he gets taken to court now on a bullshit charge of trespassing. I just don't get it, you know. And there's a lot of good people in Canton and stuff, and it's disheartening. And I don't want to talk negatively because I'm not, you know, in a position, I'm not there, but I'm only speaking on behalf of my love for people like the Sweeneys that I hate to see them, but they know the true stance of it all. I don't, so I'm not going to talk on their behalf. It's not my place to do so. I would, but I feel like it's not my place. They're the ones living there. They know how it should all be dealt with. So criminal trespassing is sickening. That guy, Peter Murphy, has done so much for the area and for people, and he gets done for that. One of the nicest people you'd ever meet, and the most straight-laced person you'll ever meet. You know, he's straight as they come. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, what a kick in the teeth that is for him. What a kick in the teeth. Just because he's after justice. But yeah, that's why I respect people like Peter and everything, and yeah, I could go on all day about these people. They're great people, as in the Sweeneys and stuff like that. The judge better throw that garbage. That one, and also Whitey as well. That should better be thrown out as well. Disrespectful how they treated Peter. Yes, it's a big fuck you to Peter. But that shows me that they just don't care. They're just after themselves. They just don't care, and it's wrong. It's wrong, and that's what it goes hand in hand in the way they're treating Karen. They just don't give a shit. You know, the fact that they're willing to do this tells me everything I need to know. I'll say I'm out of touch on this trial. I'm really out of touch with this case. I'm hoping to catch up on it and discuss a lot more stuff that we can do. But also, I'm very aware how biased I am. I didn't realize how biased I was, people. I really am biased. I pride myself on the fact that I think I can look at both sides, but I just can't. I just can't. Not on this one. I thought I could today do that, but I can't. When is it? When is it, Dina? Are they on the same day? Those court dates. So I pre-warn people that do watch this. I just when I slag the defense, not defense, Commonwealth witnesses, they've done nothing wrong. They're witnesses, but I hate them. So I can't help it. I don't know why. I just hate them. So yeah, I just can't be unbiased. I don't want to apologize, but I am unbiased in most cases, but not this one. I'm surprised at myself, but I can't be. That guy pissed me off. I did nothing wrong. He just pissed me off. Yeah. Where have you been watching those trials? February 6th for Peter. Whitey is January 30th. So next Thursday then. So next Thursday and the Thursday after. Next Thursday and the Thursday after. So Whitey is next Thursday. I don't think they're going to be televised or anything. If they were, I would show it. And then Peter, February 6th. Again, it's not going to be televised. Otherwise, I would play it. The people in charge are more occupied with clogging the system with bullshit charges as retaliation instead of doing their actual jobs. It is absolutely infuriating. I agree. Dumpster juice, mind your beeswax, Dylan. Oh, that's put me in my place. Same here. Yeah, both at Stoughton, where Richard Schaefer was for the Ducks. Again, that wasn't shown, was it? So it's a bit hard. I would love to be able to watch these things, but they don't show them today, unfortunately. Right. I think some of my next streams on Cara Reid, unless something comes out. We know there's a motion coming out now about dismissal it'll be around the Brady violations and stuff. We know that's happening. I'm not sure when that's going to be discussed, but the defense are going to put one of those out in either today or the coming days. Again, I'm sure there'll be so many people covering it. I'm probably not going to be covering it because we have basically covered it today. I don't think that she will dismiss it, but I hope that she puts an instruction in as a minimum, and she lets the defense get into more in the weeds of stuff as well. They don't show them on the MSM has no interest. Why? It's because of where it is, probably. Petty stuff to try to get fine money, but it's people can't deny. I feel for you. Feel people can't. This is no joke. I know to a lot of people this is just a case, but it's more than that. This is, the people can't, and it's more than just John O'Keefe and Karen Reid. This is the whole of Canton. It's getting ridiculous now. Peter's 6th, on the 6th, so not next Thursday, the Thursday afterwards. Take that out. So yeah, so as I say, it's a reminder that it's justice for John O'Keefe, free Karen Reid, but also for me anyway, a big thing on Canton as well, and what they go through, the experiences they go through. I don't speak on their behalf because it's not my place, but I'd always give them a platform. Hopefully, get Dennis and Brenda on before long. I've been promising them for ages, but I've been ill. So, Bev is going to claim new trial, new evidence, and disregard the Brady violations. Denial. Yeah, she is. So she is. She's going to say it's a new case. She's already done that. She's already done that in the past in hearings, and she'll be saying about the new stuff about what do you call it? The Higgins stuff. Oh, we just found it. Someone's going to get sacked, but not the high risers. Brenda Sweeney's speech at the town meeting was awesome. She's just awesome. She's an awesome person. Brenda Sweeney, we love her. She's amazing. She genuinely is. Dennis is okay. If Dennis is listening. This is a case that's turned into another case and another. They've been a little obvious with this sick corruption. It's unbelievable, Dumpster Juice. Unbelievable. Hey, Dumpster Juice. So well spoken. You're right, Stacey. Peter Whitey are both stand-up guys, like so many people I've met from Canton. The abuse of power and respect makes me sick. Yes, and it makes me sick all the way here. And I'm not even there. Do you know what I mean? I will be there in about 3 months, or is it middle of May? Middle of May, I will be experiencing Canton for myself. So we'll still see. That'll be interesting. They're only charging the stand-up guys. Yes, Brenda is amazing. I wish Dennis was here now. So the love for Brenda. I love when people give love to Brenda. She deserves it. Right. I think, as I say, the coming weeks, we're going to do some more stuff around witnesses and stuff like that. I am intrigued to see what people would do after hearing about Lucky's testimony. Whether you would, as an example, that's just one, would you use him again or not? And there's a few others then we can discuss. I'm not interested in the Gemma Cave stuff and things like that because they're going to be, what do you call it? They're going to be sorted by Yannetti Jackson Little. They're going to be nailed. They're nailed. So, but then there's little intricacies in this case. I'm not sure how the defense is going to handle them moving forward. May is probably 100% Robin. May is probably amazing weather. It is. May speedo weather. There you go. We'll get the speedos out. Brendan sounds like a mean Bugs Bunny here. Well, I hope he's not as corrupt as fucking Lally is. Well, at least he's giving over evidence at the minute, so I'll give him that. But is he suppressing anything that we should be knowing about? Lally couldn't give a fuck. He was suppressing everything. Anyway, much love to you all. I will end that there. As I said to you, it's going to be a quick stream anyway. We're back Monday on the other trial, day 5, day 6, whatever it is, and take it from there. But yeah, we'll be doing a bit more now on picking speedos. I'll be doing a little bit more on car remove for. I need to do a little bit more research into it because I'm a bit behind on this trial. But thank you everybody for being here today and contributed. Love you all. Well, love everyone except for Dumpster Juice, but all the spring flowers will be up there. Oh, have a good weekend, everybody. Check in with me over the weekend. No worries, Dana. No worries. Thanks, love you too. And as I say, love you all except for Dumpster Juice because she's been nasty to me today. So, okay. See you all later. Bye bye, Robin G, Debs, everybody. So, have a good weekend. And we will, Stacey, see you later. Later to you, Dumpster Juice. Angry at me again. Right. Take care, everyone. Let me play the outro. Peace.
Pulls away, the tail light is well intact. All of that is not going to hold
Elvis has left the building. It's done.